Proverbs 2:8. Linitzor orchot mishpat, v'derech chasidav yishmor. It's got a few things to discuss here. At the beginning, we get this infinitive construct. It's a call infinitive construct. You can see the verbal root here. All the pieces stay. We do have a lamed preposition on this, and I take this to be an epexegetical infinitive. I don't know if I can write that all the way out. There it is. How about that? An epexegetical infinitive, or an easier way to talk about it is an explanatory infinitive. And what we get in essence is this would be something like by keeping. And so you've got something, if we look back at the previous verse, you've got something like, he stores up sound judgment for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity by keeping watch. By keeping watch over, we've got maybe something like we could say, the paths of justice. Keeping watch over the paths of justice. Now, you may have heard me pronounce this orchot, and we've got this kametz hatuf right here. Remember that a kametz hatuf is the short O vowel. I know that there's some discrepancy on this, but we read it as a short O vowel, and it's going to be in a closed and unaccented syllable, because a closed and unaccented syllable needs a short vowel. And so here we've got the silent schwa in this case, so we divide the syllable here. That makes this a closed, unaccented syllable that requires a short vowel. So that's how we know it's a kametz hatuf, all right, or chot. The other thing you could consider is that the word is orach, and it's an O-class geminate that gets an accent on that first aleph. So orach would be the word for path. And so if you know that, you're already expecting to see that O vowel. And so here it should stand out to you, orchot. So by guarding or by watching over the paths of justice, that is how the Lord will be a shield for you. He understands and knows and protects what is true justice, and the way of his saints he keeps, or he guards. Here the verb is call imperfect third masculine singular. You can see the verbal root there, shin, mem, resh. Now, in the way of his saints, you can see the verbal root here, chet, samek, dalet. And notice here, chasid, that would be like the ones who practice loving kindness or something like that, or the covenantally faithful ones. Okay, now notice I've got down here another kativ kare situation for this word right here. And notice as it stands, if you take away the vowel points, then that's what is written. This looks like just a vav at the end, or that holem vav of the third masculine singular pronominal suffix on a singular noun. And what the Masoretes have told us is, instead of reading this as and the path of his saint, singular, they're telling us that it should be read the path of his saints, plural. Still third masculine singular, his, but his saints, plural. And so they have vowel pointed it with this long kametz right there, okay? They still aren't going to change the consonantal text. You don't get that yod right there. So this kativ kare is really a way that the Masoretes preserved the consonantal text as it is and didn't mess with it. This is the Word of God. But let's help you see how to read this in a way that makes sense and interpret it for you. So again, you can take the kativ kare and study it and think about it and consider what's going to be the best situation. But I find some of these to be helpful. And the way of his covenant-keeping ones, his covenantally faithful ones, he keeps their way.